Hey, it's Laura with TrueWell. And if you've been diagnosed with prediabetes and wondering if and how to reverse it, you're not alone. Today, we're covering the guidelines for diagnosing prediabetes, why it could actually be a good thing that you were diagnosed, just stay with me, how genetics play into the possibility of reversing prediabetes, and then the best plan of action to reverse prediabetes. Okay, so let's start out with defining the criteria for a diagnosis of prediabetes and how that plays into your goals in reversing prediabetes. So, usually, prediabetes is diagnosed with a test called A1C. This gives an average of your blood sugar levels from the past 3 months. Sometimes your doctor will also do a fasting blood glucose test as well, because if your fasting blood glucose or blood sugar levels are above a certain number, that can also indicate insulin resistance, which is what's causing the prediabetes. So normal A1C levels are at a 5.6 and below. Prediabetes levels are between 5.7 and 6.4. And then if your A1C level goes beyond 6.4, you're in the type 2 diabetic range. The absolute goal in managing prediabetes is to reverse it altogether or prevent your body from reaching that type 2 diabetes state. Because the further you get into high blood sugar levels and A1C levels, the more damage your high blood sugar is doing to your body, and you have a dramatically increased risk of heart disease and stroke, not to mention other diabetes related conditions like kidney damage, nerve damage, and blindness, just to name a few. So, why would your prediabetes diagnosis be a good thing? Well, prediabetes can be thought of as a warning sign that your insulin sensitivity is decreasing, even if you haven't had any other symptoms. The newest statistics are that more than 1 in 3 adults is pre-diabetic, and the majority of them don't even know that they have it. So I know you're probably freaked out, maybe bummed out that you've gotten this diagnosis, but I'm telling you, this can be thought of as a blessing in disguise because that majority that don't know that they have prediabetes usually find out when they're full on type 2 diabetic, only when they have other serious health problems that show up. And it's much more difficult to reverse type 2 diabetes once it gets to that point. So, if you're serious about your health, this warning sign tends to be a much stronger motivator than, say, wanting to get in shape before someone's wedding or swimsuit season. Because once those things are over, most people tend to revert right back to the diet and lifestyle that created the pre diabetic state in the first place. This diagnosis can prompt real dramatic up levels in your health that you stick to. Okay, so let's talk about the genetic factor here. If you have the genetic predisposition for diabetes, which can be inherited from your mother or your father's side of the family or both, that means that you will need to be very vigilant in your dietary and lifestyle choices. Many people get into a pre diabetic state from diet and lifestyle alone that don't have the genetics for diabetes, and it can be easier for them to reverse it. That doesn't mean that with the genetics, it can't be reversed. If the emerging studies in epigenetics have taught us anything, it's that your genes are not your destiny, that you can control which are turned on by your diet and lifestyle. But it does mean that it's that much more important for you to make dietary and lifestyle changes that stick to keep your body out of that danger zone where blood sugar levels are damaging your body. So that means that these positive changes you need to make in your diet and lifestyle are ones you're going to keep from now on. The thing is, once you make those changes and see how much better you feel every day, you'll just inherently want to stick with it and want to feel your best every day. Now, before we talk about strategies to reverse prediabetes, if you're getting helpful advice from this video, please hit that like button so that others looking for prediabetes information can find this video as well. And subscribe to get all things blood sugar control, prediabetes, and anti inflammatory diet and lifestyle from TrueWell. Okay, and lastly, we're going to talk about how to potentially reverse prediabetes. Now, if you've been frustrated by your doctor's office and the lack of information that he or she gave you, except maybe a prescription and being told to lose weight, you are absolutely not alone. This is one of the most common complaints that I hear from clients. And it's really no wonder most people know right off the bat that this diagnosis means dietary changes for sure. But many people don't know that there are lifestyle changes that can help significantly as well. Now, those lifestyle changes are to number one, first and foremost, quit smoking if you smoke. Smoking will accelerate damage to your body. Number two, the total lifestyle framework that I use in my practice to explain that relationship between lifestyle and diet factors in your health and wellness is called the Core Four. And this is an acronym that stands for calm, oscillate, rest, and eat. Now, these things work together synergistically for or against you in your health. And using this system to reverse prediabetes is no different. Let's talk about them and how they can play a role in reversing prediabetes and or getting off of blood sugar medications. So we're going to start with the C in the core four, which is calm. This is our stress management. Now, the connection between stress and blood sugar levels is very evident in studies. Chronic stress triggers the release of hormones that can elevate blood sugar levels. So, incorporating stress relief techniques into your daily routine becomes pretty pivotal in prediabetes management. Practices like meditation, deep breathing, and mindfulness not only contribute to stress reduction, but they also positively impact your blood sugar control. Prioritizing mental well being is going to be a huge aspect of your holistic health journey in reversing prediabetes. So, next, let's talk about the O, oscillate. Oscillation is about increasing daily movement as a whole. But understand that physical activity is going to be a necessary part of your prediabetes journey. Exercise enhances your body's ability to use insulin effectively, which improves blood sugar control. So aim for a mix of cardio like brisk walking, swimming, or cycling, and then strength training to build muscle mass. Consistency is key. Even small bouts of physical activity throughout the day or increased oscillation can contribute to better blood sugar management. Also, incorporating exercises that you enjoy has been shown to make daily movement more sustainable, meaning you keep it up long term and hopefully permanently. Now, the next letter is R, which stands for rest. Sleep has been shown to have a huge effect on blood sugar as well. Amid the various factors influencing prediabetes management, sleep often is either unknown or completely forgotten. Studies have now shown that lack of sleep in time and quality can increase insulin resistance and raise your risk of developing diabetes. So, you're going to want to aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep every night. Prioritize a consistent sleep schedule, put together a soothing bedtime routine, and create an environment that's going to be conducive to restful sleep. By nurturing those healthy sleep habits, you're providing your body with the support it needs to better manage your blood sugar levels. So, last we're going to talk about the E in the core four, which is eat. And this is your diet and or dietary style. And I know that the word diet can often be a source of confusion and anxiety. What should you eat? What should you avoid? There's a lot of information about which diet is best for what. And I know that that's probably what you're looking for right now to know where to start. The key when you're starting out with a prediabetes diagnosis lies in informed choices. So, first and foremost, every single body is different and it's going to react differently to any dietary style. This is why I start my clients out with learning how to balance blood sugar by eating clean and how to balance each meal. So, clean eating means eliminating ultra processed foods as well as refined sugars and refined flours. This also means aiming for a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, beans, legumes, lean proteins, and healthy fats. This blend provides your body with essential nutrients while preventing those rapid spikes in your blood sugar levels. Portion control is another crucial aspect. Instead of overwhelming your plate, focus on smaller, balanced portions. It's also helpful to eat your protein first, your fiber filled vegetables next, and then save complex carbs for the end of the meal. Now, in this core four category, we also need to revisit weight loss. Weight loss may be a key factor in helping you reverse prediabetes, as studies have shown that shedding just 5 to 7% of your body weight can significantly reduce your risk of developing type 2 diabetes. That being said, reducing your total carbohydrates can help you lose weight. So, eating your macros in this order can help you feel full before you actually get to your carbohydrates, helping you eat less of them because the other macros fill you up first and give your body time to signal that you're full. And lastly, I want to talk about weight loss. Now, not everyone with a prediabetes diagnosis is overweight, but I left this one last because I want to emphasize that if you're jumping into weight loss before learning how to balance your blood sugar and monitoring those levels, you're making a huge mistake. When people diagnosed with prediabetes or other insulin resistance conditions jump into weight loss programs, two things happen. The first thing is that they may lose weight, but they usually are also losing muscle mass, which is critical to keep and even build up if you have prediabetes. Muscle mass helps increase your insulin sensitivity, which keeps your blood sugar lower, which helps lower your A1C. We often get the word weight confused in this context, but fat loss is what we're going for here, not muscle loss. And muscle weighs more than fat. Once that weight loss program goes by the wayside, people will gain the weight back. And then the second thing that happens is that They wasted a ton of time and money because they still don't know how to balance their blood sugar. They've just been eating a bunch of foods designed to put you in a calorie deficit that aren't right for your body when you also need to have balanced blood sugar. So you're just right back at square one. Learning to balance and monitor your blood sugar really should be the very first thing you do to start reversing your prediabetes diagnosis. Because once you learn to eat anti inflammatory foods that keep your blood sugar balanced and then incorporate those lifestyle factors that accelerate those dietary changes, you'll inherently start to lose body fat. At that point, when these are daily habits that you've up leveled to keep your blood sugar balanced, that's the time to jump further into weight loss because at that point, it's just a matter of numbers for calories and macros to adjust, all within the correct foods that you've learned to work for your body to have balanced blood sugar at the same time. To dive even further into the steps to reverse prediabetes, you can do two things. You can watch the next video in this playlist series, and you can check out our 4-week blood sugar bootcamp program, which is linked below. Be true, be well, and I'll see you in the next video.